did the band start up?
Oh, we met back in, we met long before this band came to be. I wanted to be in a band that Paul and Roy had, but I was a little young, a little hyper, and I just didn't quite make the cut. I auditioned, I tried, but thankfully I got a second chance years later, in I guess around 2001 or 2002, whenever that band lost their drummer and I had been practicing, I filled in. Then that band, I got dropped from their label, and Roy went to law school for a time. Paul and I started Math. We thought it was just going to be more of a production team or something. We weren't sure what it was going to be. We were just going to be producers or maybe. But then it turned into a band, and Roy joined us. Greg, our former guitar player, whom I had known since I was like 12, joined us as well. We were all in New Orleans, and then last year Greg left. Todd filled in, and succeeded with flying colors. So that's been the progression of the band in Cliff Notes version, short form.
So 10 years of twists and turns.
Yeah.
We finally find ourselves in
Here
Australia.
in Sydney. Yeah.
Lovely to be here.
The culmination.
Alright, so going off that, this is the first time you're touring Australia?
Indeed.
Yes.
Why did it take so long?
I never got invited until now.
Yeah, they're waiting for us to sort all our crap out.
Triple J,
Yeah, that was
making us the Artist of the Month was a big deal, I think.
It seemed to be the launching point with, Odd Soul, just the latest album just got received fairly well, and Triple J got behind it, and it all came together.
That's been really exciting.
Groove of the Mood, playing Groove of the Mood, it was nice. It's been nice.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. And now that I've been, I can't wait to come back whenever we get a chance. It's been really great.
So how has it been going on Grooving on the Mood, doing like rural towns, and then coming and doing the major cities as your own headline tours?
I feel real fortunate to get to do all that. Someone told us we'd get to go a few places that most Australians don't go to, always, and it's been great. Yeah, I've enjoyed every single show. Which one was the really cold one?
Canberra.
Canberra. I even loved that. That was probably my favorite audience. They were crazy. The bands have been great. All the groups that are playing at that tour, really cool.
So have you found that there is a difference between the festival crowd and then the headline shows?
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah. The festival crowd, we're playing in the tent. There's 3 stages. We're playing in this tent where there's a lot of dance music going on. And so anyway, yeah, well, we would play for, I think, a majority of people who don't know who we are. So, but they are certainly there to have a good time. So yeah, it just makes for a very chaotic, but very exciting atmosphere to introduce music to people, and we get like a 40-minute set. Just kind of hit the gas pedal all the way to the floor, and have a lot of fun. And then the side shows are a little more drawn out, because we play more music, and it's that's all. There's a little more endurance is involved. That's it.
So with your live shows, they're quite high intensity, and you're going to play 2 hours tonight, if not a little bit more, if you can. Why? That's one thing that people have always come and talked about. And you've also released 2 live albums in your short history, which many bands only do 1, if that. Is there any reason why your live show is so great?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Care to elaborate?
Darren, what is it? I think Darren knows.
Oh, we were raised in church.
Sexual repression. That's what it is.
And yeah, with these these young virgin boys, with only our instruments as an outlet, perhaps. So I do credit the fact that I was raised in an exuberant church where you were allowed to play really loud. They put the drums behind what I call a sneeze guard. Are you familiar with those plexiglass? I'm not sure what you'd call them here. They're not called sneeze guards in the States. This is my own personal term. But they put you behind those and just let you play as loud as you want, and dance around, pray in tongues and all that. And you get to cut your teeth, in front of a bunch of really accepting people. And I feel like you can learn a lot about passion and emotion and how to express yourself musically in that type of scene. It was a really open, accepting scene. And there's, of course, lots of bad that came along with it too, and a lot of baggage that I carry with me to this day, But I can't deny the good of that, and I'll always be grateful to that was my scene. Those were my people in the way that I was able to become an entertainer. There's an entertainment element to it, which sometimes I think is bad, really bad for church, that it has an entertainment element to it. But if you're wanting to become an entertainer, I guess...
Don't have sex.
Yeah.
If you want to be a good entertainer.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
Mike's story.
Mike Tyson, right? You remember this?
Yeah, dude, say it.
He said, someone told me if I wanted to be a great fighter, to abstain from sex the week before the fight, but I wanted to be the greatest, so I didn't have sex for 5 years. It's the greatest feeling you can have is to not have sex for 5 years and then finally have sex again. It's the most powerful, most awesomest feeling you can have on this earth. Yeah. That 5 years was nothing for me. I'll see your 5 and raise you 20 more. You wonder why I hit the drum so hard? Yeah.
So there's our advice to young bands. See what you got. Or don't got.
So, going off that you did have a church background and that it did, help you and influence you, did you find that also influenced the music that you play now?
Certainly, yeah. I think, especially now that we got an organ on stage too, we got it from a church. It's an old 1940s Hammond CV that was in this old gospel church. Yeah, and there are elements of what we do live that's trying to recreate the what's the word? The exuberance and euphoria is the word that I was trying to get at, that you're aiming for in those meetings too. Yeah.
And that's quite known in Odd Soul. It's quite a happy album, if you could say so. And many different sounds come together, and it's you just want to get up and start moving around. But that's something that you wanted to do with Odd Soul?
Yeah, and the only other comparison between that and church music is it's supposed to be communal, right? We're trying to make something that's supposed to be social, a social event that people share. That's the whole goal of the show in general.
All right, so Todd, you've been the newest member in the band, just over a year now. You've been in the band?
Yeah, just under a year.
Just under a year? Mm-hmm. How's that been, coming into an already established band? And
you can be honest.
Yes, it's
It's a gig.
Yeah.
What you want?
Pays the rent.
It's a little kind of boring on stage, but no, just kidding. It's really satisfying. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work satisfying him.
A lot of work to keep me satisfied. Yeah, it's great. I don't know what else to say, but the guys have been treating me really great as far as the transition and learning all the tunes. But the chemistry's just been really fun playing wise. And luckily, I'm never going to keep up with Paul and Darren's energy level, so
So we let him have sex. That's the
He's the only one who's not.
That's why I'm so chill, yeah.
He's been allowed to consummate his marriage.
Satisfied.
Yeah.
Ever since.
Poor Todd, whenever he first joined the band, had to do a bunch of interviews and a music video before he ever got to play a show. And the music video was probably one of the more arduous, painful things we do. He had to do a lot of the not fun stuff before he could do any of the fun stuff. We were supposed to have it, our first show was supposed to be in Oklahoma, and a tornado came through, essentially. A near tornado, blew the stage over. So, that sucked, as you might imagine.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you individually, what is your favourite song to play live? So start off with Todd.
I'm probably going to steal some of the other guys, but I guess Britannia.
Heads up.
It's kind of between, for me, Obsolete, an older track, and Heads Up too.
And for me, I'm not trying to cop out, it changes from night to night. Some songs are friendlier than others. on certain nights, some seem to really get the energy of the crowd, you know, and you can't quite expect it. But most recently, I've had a lot of fun playing, oh gosh, I don't know. I'm so sorry, One More. The other night we played a song called One More, and it's real fast, and it's really nice. I enjoy that.
I'm going to change my answer. This is really important.
Yes.
Sunrise, get this right. Yeah,
Sunrise, that one's a good one.
I'm changing too. All or nothing.
Anyone else want
And
to change
actually,
anything?
last night, One More sucked, but Cavalry. One More was fun.
Yeah.
I could tell it wasn't fun for everyone else. And that happens sometimes, where you can tell that you're having a great time with the song, and then maybe the audience isn't, or someone else in the band is not, it's not their night for that one. Or it can go the other way, you can tell everyone else is killing it, and you're not feeling it. Like it wasn't so good for you that night. The weirdest things are whenever you have a show where the show is overall rough. Because everything happens. You have a show that starts out rough and gets great, a show that starts out great, and something bad happens and then it gets rough. The weirdest, and this happens rarely, but every now and then I've had a show where everything was kind of off except one song really clicked. And you wonder why that one felt great and nothing else did. And I don't understand that. It's annoying. It could just be the way you feel, you know.
So, any last words you want to say at the moment?
Oh, not unless you want to prompt a direction for them. Otherwise, just thanks. Thank you, Australia.
We love this city.
We love this city. We've loved it here. People have been real nice.